Hey guys, Casper here with the 10-minute update. However, I will do the stuff I've added more, which something that I do to the subscribers to Substack, but I'm deciding to actually do this in the free version, both on YouTube and on Substack, for some time just to see how people are reacting to that. It means we have more to look at each day. That also means that sometimes there are not a lot happening on a specific chart. So, and we will go into more detail, of course, if we have something major going on. The 2 hourly time frame. Let's go. Let's go here. So silver, interesting day. Interesting. Again, still mixed vibes. We are getting a bag above the blue uptrend, which goes back all the way down to the April lows, which is nice. Plus, we got above 37.5, which also was a good plus. Again, still, we do also have vibes of some sort of rising wedge here. We are still making lower lows and lower highs on the 2 hourly. So again, I'm not going to call anything here. Today was a good day, but that could be ruined, rather quickly. Overall markets are still a bit iffy here. And now you can see actually roughly 40, excuse me, 38 is the next one here to clear. I wish 40, right? Gold is actually doing, I just 1 second here on these 2 hourly. So gold is actually now toying. Again, we can see the breakdown here, the back test, getting back in, testing, and now we're actually, somewhere in that resistance level here, roughly 3,380, give or take. So gold is really toying with a false breakdown here. And, still the very bullish view for gold is 3,440. Until then, I'm not really bullish. However, this is a good start, not gonna lie. Um, and the bull and bear levels are quite clear in my view. Anything below 3,250, very bearish, because then we take out that low, which we don't want to. Anything above that one there, very bullish. So we're in the middle, getting some bullish vibes and some bearish ones. So what is good actually is I don't have it here, but the silver gold ratio or the gold silver ratio is coming down. So that is really good. Platinum, nothing much happening here from yesterday. We are still stuck in the bear flag, and we need the blue here to break before we are really excited overall in the long term. In the short term, my bad, for platinum. So we're still stuck here. So nothing major to really report on that one. Palladium here, we have, again, the green uptrend here is getting violated now. And we do have a little bit of a wedge going on here. And if we break down from that, roughly here at 1,185, then we're going to see roughly, a $50 drop, give or take. For the beloved palladium. Here it is. We have the gold and silver ratio. We have that little, this is not updated, by the way. We have that little head and shoulder break here coming down. So short term, a bit bearish, but again, we're still, you can see here, we are in the mix of that 82 and, excuse me, 90 and 92 area still. I think we should add it here to the mix. So we have the roughly the 82 here, and then we have the 90, excuse me, the 92 and the 90 here. That is a bit of a pocket of in my view of resistance. Again, I just added these so it's not fully up to date. I will do that for tomorrow. So still stuck in the overall downtrend, which is good. We had that little pop here, which was gold strength. It doesn't mean silver, weakness or anything. It just means that gold will do better. Dixie here, nothing much really. We're still sitting at the support, the big back test of that trend line there. I will say anything below roughly 98.5 is very bearish, because then we have a failed breakout. We have a breakout, failed retest. We're going to go lower. But we're still holding now, so nothing major to report there. Again, this one is not updated because I took a different template. So again, Bitcoin, sorry for being all over the place, by the way. So Bitcoin here is, again, a bit, again, short term, yes, there are some good views, but also long term here, it doesn't take much to really get kicked. You can see there in the face for Bitcoin and the overall markets. It's still looking good. Again, we're still flagging, still, breaking above that yellow. Now we are breaking down, back testing the April uptrend. Not ideal, but for now, still holding on okay-ish. Oil here is toying with a big bear flag breakdown. That was nasty, right? If we start to break here and trade below basically 64, then it looks like we're going to go lower again for oil. And again, we will not turn long-term bullish by any means until we clear off the 77 for reasons we have been discussing before. A bit messy one this here, and that's the US 10-year rates. A big hold here. It has to hold here. It has to hold that trend line as well because it's a longer term support, and we have double bottom. So again, 4.2, like we talked about yesterday, at least to the subs, 4.2, very key number in my view for the 10-year rates. If you can't hold here, it could definitely get more downside in the rates. Again, the 10-year rate is the benchmark for the markets. I haven't updated the SPY and the QQQ. We can just take a brief look at the daily here. Still, again, I will update this. That is a bit nasty. And if we start to trade below there, so anything basically below 620 on the SPY, and we have a top, at least on the daily in place, and we are going to go lower, potentially all the way down to 600. 600, yeah, that makes sense, right? We have a $20 drop. We have the next measured move is 600. QQQ, same thing, some nasty candles, gap fill, rolling over. Now here, and again, we have a level 550, and you have a weird topping as well, and then we're going to go lower also. And I think, again, all the way down to roughly 535, give or take. Copper, we're going to go to the 2-hourly. Again, that created a ton of momentum, and now it is just floating a little bit. We do have some bear flag vibes, but again, to me, the pole and the bear, the flag is a bit too tight or too small. I mean, the ratio is not there for me. It doesn't mean it can't go lower, but still, it's let's see for copper. Really tricky now after that plunge that happened at the FOMC statement a few days ago. Here we have to go to the daily on coal, but this is not updated by any means. I'll do that tomorrow. Look at this here. We have actually gas, right? Gas is interesting because we are basically, maybe I should do the 6-hourly here because that might be a bit better. Gas here, the yellow uptrend tested there, breaking down. And now we're basically trying to flip this entire roughly $3 here for the nat gas to support. You can see we have a wedge coming down. Anything below 2.85 wouldn't be nice. But also here I do have a vibes that we're going to see a bounce before we eventually break down. Because we have this, then we typically get a little bear flag here at the end. If that happens, it's gonna hold true, and then you break down on the nat gas. The TTF, very similar. Very large sideways range for 3 years. If we start to lose these lows here at roughly 32, then we could see 22 on the TTF. Let's see when and if it does it. We have similar vibes also. So that is a big level, the 32 here for the TLT, excuse me, the TTF. Rates, nothing really major to report. In my view, again, the TLT needs to break that one there, that red wedge, for me to become bullish. There are some internal things going on. You can see that down there roughly. So let's see how it does. But it basically needs to clear off the 90. No, not 90. 89 before anything major happens on the TLT. And we do have a longer term structure as well. And if this confirms, right, we will have a move potentially. I can't remember the exact measure, but we could have a move to like 120. And that 120, we might overperform a little bit. That will be the last, the big high low on the 10-year rates, the 20-year rates and the 30-year rates. And then we go higher again in rates, and it's going to be nasty. That's all, guys. Have an amazing day. Cheers.